Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about Battlefield. I have not spoken about Battlefield very much since Delta Force released, and since I have pretty much stopped playing Battlefield 2042 cold turkey, but you guys still comment a lot of interesting things regarding the next Battlefield. And in today's video, I have taken 5 what-if scenarios that you guys commented about the next Battlefield, and we'll be having a bit of a community discussion. And some of these are actually pretty interesting. So if you enjoy the content, if you want to follow Delta Force or the next Battlefield, definitely subscribe to the channel, and be sure to hit the like button, and come by the streams, because I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders, and on this very YouTube channel as well. The first what-if scenario is, what if the next Battlefield is genuinely fantastic and DICE partially restores the trust they lost? This is an interesting one because out of all possible scenarios, the next Battlefield game being really good is not one of the scenarios you see anybody discussing, because it is pretty much out of people's minds. It's not even an option. The most positive talking points surrounding the next Battlefield game go as far as like, oh, what if it's okay? Oh, like, what if they recover a little bit, you know? That's what people think is going to happen with the next Battlefield game at best. So if the next Battlefield game defies all odds, defies all expectations, and makes us eat our own words, and is genuinely, without a shadow of a doubt, an unbelievable iteration of a Battlefield game with almost everything that we asked for, then great. I mean, seriously, I don't see how anyone could really complain about it. I actually asked my friend this question, and he said he would actually be angry about it because what took him so long, you know what I mean? His point of view is, why did you have to waste basically about 7 to 8 years making terrible Battlefield games, and, you know, all of a sudden you make this great one? You know, why did we have to wait this long, is his point. And to a certain extent, I do agree with him, because I just find there to be very little excuses when it comes to making a Battlefield game. You have excellent templates that you can go back and reference, and it just seems like they refuse to do that. And if they do actually go back and reference them, then they just mess it up somehow, some way. But the next what-if scenario is really, really interesting in my opinion, and kind of terrifying. This person wrote, what if the next Battlefield drops with no warning, Apex Legends style? Before I dive into this, I just have to say, if EA actually did that, it would be one of those things where, regardless of how it went, you kind of have to respect the gall and just the sheer audacity from EA. Like, with everything riding on this next Battlefield game, if they drop it with no warning, no trailer, no leaks or anything, I would be utterly dumbfounded. But that's not going to happen. And I don't necessarily need to even explain why it's not going to happen, but to put it simply, there's too much riding on it. Yes, it could be interesting to have a Battlefield game appear out of nowhere and catch everyone off guard. It would generate unbelievable hype, arguably even more hype than the game having trailers and everything leading up to the release of it. But we're talking about your last chance, okay? They don't have another do-over with the Battlefield series. This is, by all accounts, the last dance, if you will. If they mess this up, I do not think they will make another Battlefield game. I genuinely don't. Battlefield doesn't even make EA that much money. EA is basically completely funded by, like, sports games now. And I want to say that Battlefield is maybe less than 5 or maybe even less than 4% of EA's revenue. So they don't care, dude. But definitely let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. And the next what if scenario is, what if the next Battlefield sucks? What will you do, Enders? And this was left in one of my comment sections. Well, I think it's fairly obvious what I'd do. I would definitely play the game, obviously, upon release, because I'm a Battlefield channel. I'm going to cover at least the release of the game. But if this game sucks and the interest dies off instantly, I think it's going to be very hard to justify continuing to be a Battlefield channel at this point. I think you'll see not only myself, but a lot of other people put their channels on the back burner that surround Battlefield. People like Ghost Gaming, people like the Cadwoman, right? These, you know, smaller-ish channels that don't have the notoriety of, say, Jack Frags. the channel's trying to push through and break into a new audience when the new Battlefield releases, yeah, if this game sucks, that's over. It's just completely over. And like I said, if this next Battlefield game sucks, it would not only suck for content creators, that's only a minute portion of everyone trying to play the game. It would suck for the entire gaming world. I think the gaming space, FPS games as a whole, has been yearning for a good Battlefield game for as long as I've been a content creator. I was unlucky enough to start making Battlefield content at the tail end of Battlefield 1 when all the content has already started. So I've really only seen Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042 in my day. At least as a content creator. Before I started making videos and streaming, I obviously got the pleasure to play Battlefield 3 and 4, both at launch, played all the DLC, played those games till, shitbucket Colonel 100, dude, on my dad's laptop. So I know how great Battlefield can be, and it would really be devastating to see the franchise just sort of fizzle out. And I think a lot of people would share that sentiment. But enough depression, or maybe more depression, because the next what-if scenario is, what if the next Battlefield has no campaign anymore because of Marcus Lehto's studio getting shut down? This is an interesting question. I think they will obviously continue to plan for a campaign on the next Battlefield game. If I remember correctly, and please comment down below if you know for certain, they just passed off the remaining work on the campaign to existing studios working on Battlefield. So fully expect a campaign with the next Battlefield. However, if by any sort of shock they actually delete the campaign from the next Battlefield, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, Marcus Lehto, if you remember, when he left his studio, he tweeted that he didn't have anything nice to say about EA. And I don't know about you, but that's not great to hear from one of the main people they brought on specifically to work on the next Battlefield game. And the final what-if scenario is, what if the next Battlefield doesn't have a server browser? Well, I got a newsflash for you guys. The past few Battlefields really haven't had server browsers, if you think about it. Battlefield 5 did, right? But it was kind of hidden. And that's the point. They've been gradually moving away from a server browser system for a very, very long time, arguably ever since the tail end of Battlefield 4. And the release of Battlefield 1. If you remember in Battlefield 1, that was the first time we actually got to see matchmaking become an option, right? You launch the game, you can matchmake. Now, it didn't work. Like, I don't remember ever matchmaking in Battlefield 1. The server browser was still the main way to play the game. But then in Battlefield 5, the matchmaking buttons got bigger. And the server browser got, hidden a little bit. You had to sort of look for it, and they renamed it to, I think, Advanced Search or something. Then in 2042, there is no server browser for the base game, and the only available server browser is in Portal, and we all know how Portal is in 2042. Basically just unplayable trash that the community sort of throws up there. So what if the next Battlefield doesn't have a server browser? I wouldn't hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the entire gaming space has really been emphasizing matchmaking, and there's this little thing called skill-based matchmaking going around. Maybe you guys have heard of it. I would not be surprised to see DICE and EA try a form of skill-based matchmaking in the next Battlefield. In my opinion, the entire shift away from the server browser is so they have more control over the matchmaking experience. But who knows, maybe they will come to their senses and allow their player base to choose what they want to play in the next Battlefield. Isn't that a crazy concept? Choice, ladies and gentlemen, isn't that just amazing? The ability to choose what you want to play. Wow. I mean, just mind-boggling. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if you want me to make this like a little infrequent mini-series, the What If series. Leave some of your new What If scenarios in the comments section if you would like to see another video of this style in the near future. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course swing by the Twitch streams. And I will see you guys later.